Hey everyone, it's Milo here for the Fellowship of Acoustics. Welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to make a video about D-28 guitars because we recently got in a 1943 Herringbone D-28. It's the one in the middle right here. But as you can already see, there are three D-28s here because right now we have a 43, a 45 and a 47 D-28 in the house. So we just wanted to take the time to make a little video about these three guitars, just dive into the specifications of them, their individual stories. And we also wanted to stress, because we know that a lot of people watch our videos online, but we are also a physical store. And so we're located in Dedemsvaart in the Netherlands, the province of Overijssel. And these guitars, we keep them in our vault because they are really valuable and really pricey guitars. But they are available to try out. So if you're in the vicinity, if you're close, if you want to travel to the Netherlands for a holiday maybe, you can always visit our store and you can ask to play one of these guitars, or maybe all three of them. And let me tell you, it's a really great experience to try these guitars next to each other because they are wonderful instruments. So let's just dive in. I think we'll do it in chronological order. So that means we're going to start with the 43 D-28. So here she is, the old lady of the bunch. So two of the three D-28s here are wartime D-28s. And there are some specs that change during this war period. We'll get to that later. First, let's have a look at this wonderful instrument. Of course, with all of these, we're talking about Brazilian rosewood back and sides. Two out of the three also, including this one, also feature a Adirondack spruced up. And also two out of the three have the herringbone purfling, as you can see here, and this is also why we call these guitars herringbones. One of the things that Martin experimented with throughout the years is the bracing on the inside, and that is also something that changed in 1943. On this guitar we see rear shifted scalloped X bracing. So what does that mean? The D-28, for example, in 1939 and earlier years had forward shifted X bracing, also scalloped, which means that the X that you see on the inside of the top was moving closer towards the sound hole. Now we're talking about rear shifted, and that means that it's moving ever so slightly closer to the bridge. The braces are still scalloped. We can include an image here. That means there's some wood is taken out of the brace, which means the braces are lighter, which also means that the top can move a little bit more freely. I think this is an improvement to the tone, but it also really depends on your playing style. Some players prefer a little bit of a stiffer top, which means they can dig in a little harder, and that's what you get after 1943, because from 1944 onwards, the braces weren't scalloped anymore, and we'll get to that later with the other guitars. All right, some other things. This guitar has been refinished about 30 years ago. This had a neck reset. This has been done by Dave King over in England. He's a true Martin specialist. He did a neck reset on this particular guitar, but you will see that on all three of them and on almost all vintage Martins, because you need that to keep them in optimum playing condition. Then let's talk about the tuners here. We see Grovers. These are not the original tuners, but these are very old tuners. These are Grovers from the 50s. So there's a really old change to this guitar. Another sign that these are not the original tuners, that you can see the bushings on here. And during the wartime, the tuners that were on the D-28s and other Martin guitars didn't have any bushings. And another change, that leads me to another change that happened during the wartime, is the reinforcement in the neck. Before the war, there was a steel rod in the neck to keep it straight. But during the war, a lot of steel was needed for the war efforts. That's also why there are no bushings on the tuners. And during the war, there is an ebony reinforcement in the guitar, and we will also see that in the 1945. now we're heading over to 1945, like the final stages of the war, and we still consider this a wartime D-28 because this also has the ebony rod, like I just mentioned. Right now you can see that the tuners don't have any bushings, and the keen eye will already have seen that these are plastic knobs. So also the steel that was on the tuners before was also, they got rid of it and they moved over to the plastic knobs. We still have Brazilian rosewood back and sides, an Adirondack spruce top with the herringbone purfling. This is one of the last years that you see the herringbone purfling, so this is still a herringbone D-28. This is also the last year that you see Adirondack spruce on the D-28, so after 1945 we will see Sitka spruce on their dreadnoughts. We know this is an early 1945 D-28 because the first serial number in 1945 is 90150 and this one has 90430. So now let's talk about the bracing like we talked about on the 43. I will put this guitar right over here because I can show you. The 1945 still has rear shifted, but right now it isn't scalloped anymore. As you can see over here, this is what it looks like when the braces are scalloped. The wood is taken out here out of the middle. And here on the other side you can see what it looks like when it isn't scalloped. Now this is not exactly the way that the braces are on this 1945 because they are tapered. So there is no wood taken out of the middle, but they taper down at the end of the brace. Some further changes that we see on this 1945 D-28 is that it did have a neck reset, also had a refret. There were some braces on the inside that were re-glued. Also it had a new saddle. I think, if I'm honest, this is my favorite sounding of the three D-28s, so I hope you like it as well. Let's listen to a little demo. Then the last one, a 1947 D-28 and the first one that is non-herringbone, as you can see here by the purfling. Also the first year that we see a Sitka spruce top and we still see the Brazilian rosewood. This might be the prettiest looking set of Brazilian out of the three. Also, this guitar did see a lot of damage throughout its lifetime, which has all been repaired really well, but you can see a lot of cracks here on the top, the upper bout as well. And you see another one here on the side, on the lower bout. Don't worry with all these cracks because once they have been repaired well, there is no real structural damage to the guitar. The guitar might even be more stable than it was before. So in my personal opinion, this doesn't harm the sound at all. But of course, it does something to the look. You see that it's been battered and played throughout the years. So let's talk about the inside of this Sitka spruce top. We had a rear shifted scallop bracing, we had rear shifted tapered bracing, and now we have standard X-braced, non-scalloped, non-tapered. So this will look most like the bracing that we see on this example right here. Some other changes to the 47. This one has a slightly enlarged sound hole. Then this also did have a neck reset, also had a refret as well, and there was some overspray on this one, which I think is a little bit more obvious on the 47. It has a certain sheen on it, but then again, it was still a long time ago, so you can definitely see that the finish, the new finish, has also weathered throughout the years. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you've enjoyed the sounds of these beautiful 40s Martin. And I want to stress again that it's a really rare opportunity that we have these 3 40s Martins right here at the store. So once again, if you are close by, then please stop by our store and try out these guitars. We're more than happy to help you out here with a cup of coffee. And also subscribe to our channel, like this video, and leave a comment down below saying what you think of these guitars and maybe which one is your favorite. I said mine is the 45. Really excited to see which one is yours. So I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!